Students, what we are going to do is we are going to continue with animal classification next part. Other day we discussed animals into chordates, non-chordates. Properties of non-chordates was heart on the dorsal side, nerve cord on the ventral side, no transverse liquids, and no, we can put it like this, no notochord. Exactly reverse were the properties of chordates. Non-chordates were divided into 10 phyla. Chordates were divided into only 3 subphyla, and that is Cephalochordata, Urochordata, Vertebrata, and Vertebrata was further classified into 6 classes, that is Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibians, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammals. So these were the classification which we had discussed last period. What we are going to do is today we are going to discuss the next part, that is the classification on the made by Robert Whittaker on the 5 important criteria. I'll repeat, classification made by Robert Whittaker on 5 important criteria. All the criteria will be discussed in detail. They are, see, 5 criteria we are going to use. They are body organizations, body cavity, germinal layer, segmentation, and body symmetry. I'll repeat, Robert Whittaker considered 5 important criteria for classifying the animals which were grouped into a single kingdom which was called Kingdom Animalia. So Robert Whittaker classified all the multicellular animals or grouped all the multicellular animals into Kingdom Animalia. This classification was done by using 5 important criteria: body organization, body symmetry, body segmentation, germinal layers, okay, and then we have something called as body organization. Okay, बघा हा, बॉडी ऑर्गनायझेशन, बॉडी सिमेट्री, सेगमेंटेशन, जर्मिनल लेयर्स आणि बॉडी कैविटी. सबसे पहले किसका नंबर? बॉडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. नीट है का स्टूडेंट्स? सबसे पहले विल बिगिन विथ यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स. Unicellular organisms are the ones which have only one cell. Their body itself is made up of one single cell, and that single cell performs all the functions starting from reproduction to excretion. All the functions are performed by one single cell of the body, or one single cell itself, and that single cell itself is the body, which is a unicellular organism, particularly your amoeba. So each one single cell performs all the functions of the body. It may be respiration, it may be any metabolic process, it may be reproduction, anything will do. Okay, such a grade of, see, we are discussing the first criteria, body organization. Body organization, first category will begin with unicellular animals. Unicellular animals are the ones where one single cell performs all the functions of the body. Such grade organization is called protozoal grade organization. Example, amoeba. ठीक है, I'll repeat. We'll begin with unicellular organisms. In unicellular organism, one single cell performs all the functions of the body, and that is called protozoal grade organization. Second, neat है का? You have cellular grade. Protozoal grade organization is over. Cellular grade organization. What is cellular grade organization? Or different cells come together to form different functions of the body, but they fail to form tissues. Such organization is observed in phylum Porifera. तुम्ही 2 दिवस थांबा, तुम्हाला पॉरिफेरा काय प्रकार आहे तो सरळ कळेल. इफ यू नो इट्स व्हेरी गुड, बट इफ यू डोंट नो जस्ट वेट फॉर 1 or 2 days. Okay, so first was which grade organization? Protozoal grade organization, where one single cell performs all the function. Then you have cellular grade organization, where the cells come together to form different functions of the body, but they fail to form tissues. This is अंडर फायलम पॉरिफेरा, जे फक्त अमिबापेक्षा जरा पुढे यायचं. देन यू हॅव थर्ड cell tissue grade organization. Now what is cell tissue grade organization? Different cells come together to form tissues and these tissues perform different functions of the body. I'll repeat, third grade is cell tissue grade organization, where different cells come together to form tissues and different tissues perform different functions of the body. Example, phylum Nidaria. What is that? Phylum Nidaria, or you can call it as also phylum Coelenterata. Fourth, आता सेल टिश्यू झाल्यानंतर काय ना, टिश्यू ऑर्गन ग्रेड ऑर्गनायझेशन. Now what is this? Different tissues come together to form only some organs, not all organs. Tissues come together to form only some organs, not all the organs, and this is called tissue organ grade organization, which is observed in phylum Platyhelminthes. Example, flatworms, tapeworm cyclacell, hookworm cyclacell, roundworm cyclacell, they all come under this category. ठीक है? Then who is left? We are left. We come under the next and the last grade organization, which is called organ system grade organization. And what is that? Different organs come together to form organ system which performs some functions of the body. Under this category comes various insects, frogs and human beings. ठीक है? So Robert Whittaker used 5 important criteria. The first criteria was body organization, protozoal level organization, where one single cell performs all the functions. Example, amoeba. Cellular grade organization, where different cells come together to form different functions of the body. Example, phylum Porifera. Then you have cell tissue grade organization, where cells come together to form different tissues which perform different functions of the body, and that is phylum Nidaria or Coelenterata. Then cell tissue organ grade organization, meaning tissues come together to form organs but not all the organs of the body, and that is called tissue organ grade organization, where tissue organ, example, flatworms, and left over कौन? Isn't it? We. Me नव्हे, we. So that is organ system grade organization, where different organs perform different functions of the body. Like for example, some organs come together forming a digestive system, some organs come together to form respiratory system, and so on and so forth. त्याला organ system grade organization म्हणतात. हे पहिला criteria used by Robert Whittaker. Second criteria was body symmetry. What was the second criteria? It was body symmetry. Now what is body symmetry? What comes in your mind that what is the meaning of symmetry? Simple. You can imagine a body in front of you where you can cut it into 2 equal parts about any axis. Then that is called symmetry. A body is said to be symmetric if it can be divided or cut into 2 equal parts or folded into 2 equal parts. Okay? बॉडी सिमेट्रीची कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक बघा. बॉडी जसं आता तुम्ही बॉडी ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये कसं शिकला, यू लर्न प्रोटोझोअल, सेल्युलर, सेल टिश्यू, टिश्यू ऑर्गन, ऑर्गन सिस्टम. Similarly, body symmetry is categorized or subdivided into 3 groups: asymmetric, bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry. Asymmetric, bilateral, radial. So body symmetry चे किती parts? Asymmetric, radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry. First, asymmetric. What is asymmetric? If the body cannot be imagined to be divided into 2 equal halves in any plane, कुठल्याही प्लेन मध्ये त्या बॉडीला कट केलं किंवा डिवाइड केलं किंवा फोल्ड केलं, if it doesn't get divided into 2 equal parts, then that is called as an asymmetric body. Example, sponges. So what is a asymmetric body? Asymmetric body is a body which cannot be divided, folded or cut into 2 equal halves along any plane, along any imaginary axis. Such a body is called as an asymmetric body. Example, sponges. Radial म्हणजे काय? Radial symmetry is the one where the body consists of an imaginary axis passing or an imaginary which passes through the central plane, which central axis which can be divided into two equal parts but in any plane. 5 planes असतात म्हणून त्या 5 planes are like if you consider a starfish मध्ये about 5 planes you can divide the body into two equal parts किंवा you fold it into two equal parts. I'll repeat, what is radial symmetry? If the imaginary passes through the central axis but in any plane means you can divide the body into two equal parts in any plane, then that is called as radial symmetry. Parat revise, if the imaginary passes through the central axis but in any plane, then that is called as radial symmetry. Best example is starfish. आता राहिलो कोण? Isn't it? So we will come under which symmetry? Bilateral. तुम्ही तुमच्या बॉडीला घ्या ना, त्याचे दोन halves कधी बनू शकता? When it can be cut only along a specific axis. बरोबर ना? That is bilateral symmetry. A bilateral symmetry is the one where the body can be divided, folded or cut into two equal parts only in one single plane or only along one axis. Then such a symmetry is called as a bilateral symmetry. Like for example, various insects, arthropods means insects alide, fishes, you have birds and you have human beings. Frogs also. You can cut them into two equal halves, no doubt, but only in one plane. So body symmetry ची किती varieties? 3 varieties. Asymmetric, radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Asymmetry, body cannot be divided, cut or folded into two equal parts in any plane. Example, sponges. Radial, if the imaginary passes through the central axis and can be divided into two equal parts but in any plane, then that is called radial symmetry. Example, starfish. Third, bilateral symmetry where the body can be divided into two equal parts only in one plane, then that is called bilateral symmetry. Example, fishes, birds, you have human beings, you have even insects as well. हे झालं body symmetry. Third, germinal layers. The third category is what? Germinal layers. Students, कुठल्याही मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गॅनिझम मध्ये इनिशियल एम्ब्रियॉनिक स्टेज ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट मध्ये जर्म लेयर्स हा प्रकार असतो. आय रिपीट, in any multicellular organism in the initial stages of embryonic development there are germ layers formed. These germ layers further get formed into tissues. If during initial stages only 2 germ layers are formed, example, what are the 2 germ layers formed? Ectoderm, endoderm. If during the embryonic stage of development only 2 germ layers are formed, that is ectoderm and endoderm, then such a body is called as diploblastic. Diploblastic is the one which consists of only 2 germ layers, that is endoderm, ectoderm, which are formed in the initial stages of embryonic development. That's it. This is regarding the we can speak about the all those members which come below cnidarians, that is Coelenterata. Like for example, amoeba आला, त्याच्यात porifera आला, paramecium आला. There are so many other categories which come. Okay. Then we have triploblastic. Triploblastic is the one where in the initial stages of development, if 3 germ layers in the embryonic stage, if 3 germ layers are formed, endoderm, ectoderm, along with them another layer, that is mesoderm. If 3 germ layers are formed in the initial stage of development, then that is called as triploblastic. And triploblastic मध्ये insects, fishes, birds, amphibians, reptiles, human beings सगळे येतात. Triploblastic ते means in the initial stages of development 3 germ layers are formed: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. That's it. हे झालं आजचं पॅकेज. ठीक आहे. I'll meet you with body cavity and all in the next class. मुलांना होमवर्क टाकते प्लॅनेरिया. I'll put it once the class is over. ठीक आहे. Bye for today. Sure.